Bismillah, Bismillah. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Inshallah, please take your seats and we will get started in 1 minute, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. It's really humbling and inspiring at the same time to see everyone here. It's been a 4-year journey for the team of Maun, the previous and current boards of both Islamic Society of Central Jersey and New Brunswick Islamic Center, alhamdulillah. And this journey doesn't end today. It's a journey that continues. And inshallah, this will be a sustainable model and endeavor for not only Central Jersey, but other communities across the country, inshallah. And I myself, as I'm just saying these words, have butterflies and goosebumps, because it truly is. Sometimes we use words just to say those words, but it truly is a historic moment and milestone for Muslims in the country, alhamdulillah. With that being said, we have a tight program. There's other people that will be joining us. People are watching us live online right now, inshallah. We're going to go through brief remarks. We have special guests. All the information related to the credit union is already available on the website, our social media pages. We're not going to deep dive into all those things, but we do have guests here and also virtually from the National Credit Union Administration, inshallah. We'll hear from them as well. That being said, I do want to invite Qari Basit from MBIC New Brunswick Islamic Center to start off the program with some Quranic recitation, inshallah.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الذين ينفقون أموالهم بالليل والنهار سرا وعلانية فلهم أجرهم عند ربهم ولا خوف عليهم ولا هم يحزنون. الذين يأكلون الربا لا يقومون إلا كما يقوم الذي يتخبطه الشيطان من المس، ذلك بأنهم قالوا إنما البيع مثل الربا وأحل الله البيع وحرم الربا، فمن جاءه موعظة من ربه فانتهى فله ما سلف وأمره إلى الله، ومن عاد فأولئك أصحاب النار هم فيها خالدون. يمحق الله الربا ويربي الصدقات والله لا يحب كل كفار أثيم. إن الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وأقاموا الصلاة وآتوا الزكاة لهم أجرهم عند ربهم ولا خوف عليهم ولا هم يحزنون يمحق الله الربا ويربي الصدقات والله لا يحب كل كفار أثيم صدق الله مولانا العظيم وصدق رسوله النبي الأمين الكريم ونحن على ذلك لمن الشاهدين والشاكرين والحمد لله رب العالمين.
And this is the translation of the ayahs of the Quran that Qari Abbas has just recited. Those who spend their wealth in Allah's way by night and by day, secretly and publicly, they will have their reward with their Lord, and no fear will there be concerning them, nor will they grieve. Those who consume interest will stand on the day of judgment like those driven to madness by Satan's touch. That is because they say trade is no different than interest. Allah has permitted trading and forbidden interest. Whoever refrains after having received warning from their Lord may keep their previous gains, and their case is left with Allah. As for those who persist, it is they who will be the residents of the fire. They will be there forever. Those who consume usury cannot stand on the day of resurrection, except as one stands who's being beaten by Satan into insanity. That is because they say trade is that's because they say trade like interest. But Allah has permitted trade with interest. So whoever has received an admonition from his Lord, desist may have what is past, and his affair will rest with God. But whoever returns, dealing with interest or usury, those are the companions of the fire. They will abide eternally therein. God has made interest in usury fruitless and charity fruitful. And God does not like any ungrateful evildoer. God destroys usury and gives increases for charities. God does not like every sinning disbeliever. Indeed, those who believe, do good, establish prayer, and pay the right alms tax will receive their reward from their Lord, and there will be no fear for them, nor will they grieve. Indeed, those who believe and do righteous deeds and establish prayer and give charity, zakat, will have the reward with their Lord. There will be no fear concerning them, nor will they grieve. For God, fear God and give up outstanding interest if you're true believers. O you have believed, fear God and give up what remains of duty of interest if you should be believers.
Thank you, Nadeem. Bismillah. Before I introduce our next speaker, I do want to acknowledge some special guests I see in the audience. Thank you for County Commissioner Nara. We'll hear from you a little bit later in the program. I'm so humbled to say my Sheikh Yasser. It's been too many years since I've seen you, and what a great surprise to see you here. I see Dr. Shadi, mashallah, and if I'm missing anybody else, I apologize. I'll get to you later. But again, we're just really honored to see everyone. I see Imam Qari Zahid also, inshallah, alhamdulillah. With that, I want to introduce the chairman of Maun Federal Credit Union, Dr. Irfan Galaria. And he will explain, I think, go into more detail. He said he's going to only take 2 minutes, but I'm giving him permission to go to 5 minutes because his story is really inspirational, and I think it's important for all of us to understand how did this doctor from Northern Virginia get a Central Jersey community together and inspire us with this project. It's really important for us to understand that, I think. Without further ado, Dr. Irfan.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Thank you for coming. For years, my dream was to establish an interest-free banking institution in America. When I first embarked on this journey almost a decade ago, I spent several years crisscrossing literally across America, searching for individuals or organizations who shared my vision. But the problem was, most of the people that I talked to, the people that I would run into, would tell me that there is no way that such an institution could be established. You see, they would remind me that in America, our economy runs on interest. We are truly living in a sea of riba. Others would argue that the idea was irrelevant, and frankly, I've been told it was absurd. As a matter of fact, about 5 years ago, I almost gave up on the idea myself. But we are taught over and over again in our faith that we need to be patient and persevere when pursuing a goal. And sometimes when you put your best effort forward, Allah will send you help from unexpected sources. And one night, 5 years ago, during the chance dinner conversation with Dr. Nadeem Bey, he was that helper for me. Nadeem believed in this project. He embraced the idea and gave me the push that I needed to keep going. Albert Einstein once said, "Only those who attempt the absurd can achieve the impossible." In this group of people around me, the founding credit union team members, our community leaders, community members, and some of the individuals who you're going to hear from today, we are surrounded by people who believed, people who are willing to make the possible impossible, people who are willing to strive to achieve what we were told was unachievable. Despite all the odds, what you see before you today, the Maun Federal Credit Union, is North America's first interest-free federal credit union that uses a unique financing model that we developed ourselves. Although the Maun Federal Credit Union is a not-for-profit entity, it is not a charity. This is a true banking institution. You should know that your deposits will be insured by the federal government, and that this institution is closely regulated by the National Credit Union Association. You should know that the volunteer team that's driving these efforts are trusted members from your own community who are experts, have diverse backgrounds, and relevant experience. You should know that the Maun Federal Credit Union is not owned or run by investors or shareholders. It's controlled by all of you. Each account holder is a voting member of the credit union and has the ability to help shape and guide its future and its direction. And you should know that we will use faith-based principles to guide all of our policies and procedures. Our intention, inshallah, is to provide this community with a tool so that it may not only purify the wealth of its depositors, but also that it may serve as a source of hope and support to those in need in our community. I am so humbled to be standing before you all today on this historic moment. And there are many people that I want to thank and recognize. First of all, I want to thank the National Credit Union Association for supporting us and for giving us the opportunity to reach for this dream. I want to thank the Jafari Credit Union in Texas, specifically Brother Imran Dejani, for their incredible support through this approval process. I want to thank the advisors of our credit union, Sheikh Yusuf Dalal de Lorenzo and Mudassir Siddiqui, for their guidance and continued support and guidance. And of course, I want to thank my family and my wife, Noreen, for their support and encouragement. managed to endure years of early morning and late night phone calls, and endured all my traveling across the country in pursuit of this project. So thank you. And I want to thank the ISCJ and NBIC board members and the community members for making this happen. And most importantly, I want to thank the founding members of the credit union team, whom you will meet shortly, for their dedication and sacrifice. It was everyone here today who believed in this vision, and I want everyone to know that, inshallah, we will forever be remembered as a community that launched the first faith-based interest-free federal credit union in America. I pray that Allah will keep our intentions pure so that this institution will always represent a reflection of our sincere faith. And I pray that this credit union will flourish. But not only will it flourish, but that it will also inspire other communities, both Muslims and non, to help spread our bold mission. Ameen. I'd like to now shift gears to introduce some of these members who've been so helpful. Specifically, I'd like to introduce some members of the National Credit Union Association who played critical roles in helping to bring this credit union to life. Unfortunately, because of COVID, they couldn't be here today. And before I recognize the three individuals who are here visiting us virtually, I want to first thank three individuals who could not be here: Lynn Asker, Susan Graham, and Sam Stallman. Thank you all. All three of them were instrumental in helping us during the application process.
Recording in progress.
Sam Stallman, in particular, was a particularly strong advocate for the credit union. Unfortunately, he couldn't be here today because of a military service commitment. So Sam, thank you for your service, and thank you for your help with this credit union. I'd like to now introduce the Deputy Director for the Office of the Credit Union Resources Expansion, Ms. Jean Marie Komyarthi. Ms. Komyarthi, we are honored by your participation, and we're glad that you're here. Oh, Sergio will. I apologize, we're having some technical difficulties. I'm glad I'm not starting an IT company and just, this is a credit union. That would be a trouble. They're running.
Hi, hello. Sorry about that. You guys hear me now?
Yes.
Having some technical difficulty, even throughout the pandemic, we still haven't figured it out. But I'm Sergio Bautista. I am the NCUA examiner that will be in charge of conducting the exams at Maun Federal Credit Union. I just want to say we're very excited to have you guys join us here at NCUA. We're looking forward to working with your board, working with your management team. We're here to help you out throughout the whole process. So whenever there's something that you guys want us to do, we'll help you guys. We're here to be hand by hand. We're very hands-on with the members, with the board, with management. We're very open to everyone. So thank you guys for giving us the opportunity to be here today at your inauguration. We're really looking forward to continue and build a strong foundation. We are happy to start and build a strong foundation because we know that the future is bright for Maun Federal Credit Union, and we want to make sure that we build a foundation for other growth and everything you guys want to do in the future. Thank you so much for having us. I hope you guys were able to hear my words. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum. Inshallah, we'll resolve the technical difficulties with the other guests so they get a chance to speak. And I see our esteemed mayor, Charlie Carley, has walked in. Charlie, we have a front seat waiting for you next to Deputy Commissioner Nara and Muhammad Ashraf. Inshallah.
Yeah, this is Terry Adam, Supervisory Examiner. So yeah, Sergio and I, kind of a team that'll be working with you to get off the ground. So it's good that you're able to get the credit carded.
Terry, we lost you. For the NCUA, we'll come back to you once we resolve. If NCUA teams that are on Zoom, if you can hear me, we'll come back to you. We'll try to solve the technical issues that are going on right now. Looks like we have a network lag possibly. With that being said, I want to be mindful of everybody's time here. And the next person I do want to call up is Muhammad Ashraf, ISCJ Islamic Society of Central Jersey Board President, one of the founding members from many years ago, and a stalwart in the local community too, very involved. He is the current president of the South Brunswick Library, and served in many different other capacities in the community, including the board and local South Brunswick. Muhammad Ashraf, please, you can come up and say a few words.
Good morning and Assalamu alaikum to all of you. On behalf of the Board of Trustees and members of ISCJ, it's my honor to welcome you all. This is an event that when it was originally introduced to us, RF brought this. And I said, oh my God, we never heard sponsoring a bank, and now we are in a situation that we have a credit union that we have to sponsor, and I don't know what it's going to bring to us, what we have to do for them. And knowing Arif, as Brother Nadeem Beg said in one of his speeches, that he's a godfather of ISCJ, and that's true. I know less things as a president as he knows when he's not even on the board right now. Alhamdulillah, with his involvement, and of course, the credit goes to him as well as Dr. Irfan and Dr. Nadeem. I had not met them before, but I read something on internet, and I could not imagine that these two doctors who have their own businesses would spare time for years to bring this event to the fruition where it is. It's not a small task, as you heard Dr. Irfan. And a man like me, I cannot even imagine how many doors he had to knock, or they had to knock, to get to the point where we are in. And I assure you and Dr. Irfan and Dr. Nadeem and their associates that inshallah we'll do the best we can do as an ISCJ, as a community. This is a very flourishing, established, and hardworking community and an organization. And we will do whatever we can do to make your project successful, because your success is our success in this area of the United States. And Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you, Muhammad Ashraf, for the kind words. And inshallah, we'll do our best to make sure that we are able to fulfill our obligations to the community as the first federally chartered Muslim credit union in the USA, inshallah. With that, so that was Muhammad Ashraf from ISCJ. We also now, part of this initiative is also the New Brunswick Islamic Center, NBIC, which we all know and love also. And with that being said, I want to call up NBIC board member Sister Sadia Malik to give a few remarks to the audience, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum. On behalf of the NBIC board, administration, and staff, we thank you for joining us today on this extremely momentous occasion. NBIC is so proud to be sponsors with ISCJ to launch the first Muslim federal credit union in America. A month back, and even today, our community held a webinar where Dr. Fan, chairman of Maun, and Dr. Nazim, vice chair of Maun, explained the details of the credit union. During this session, they spoke about their own personal journey. It made me reflect on my own. My parents, like many of yours, came to this country for a better life. They struggled to find loans, to start their own small businesses, put us through college, educate us, buy homes, buy cars, and many other milestones to make our lives better. In doing so, they took out loans from not so optimal lenders or borrowing from family and friends. Over 20 years ago, when my husband and I were starting our lives, we faced the same difficult decision. From student loans that took us many years to pay off, to buying cars, to starting our own business ventures, and now soon sending our kids to college. What's to come next? The cycle continues. My husband and I always made this dua that our children would have better options when it came to their financial future. The main concept behind the credit union is collective participation from community members like yourselves. The credit union allows our community to end that cycle of debt and empowers us to make better life decisions, in return having a stronger community, changing the way we live our lives. With that, I am truly grateful for the many years of dedication from the Maun team. I particularly want to thank Dr. Fan and Dr. Nadeem for their commitment, leadership, and vision. They have given a new meaning to paying it forward. I pray that this is a form of sadaqah jariyah for them, and it continues to benefit our generations to come. And one day, inshallah, our children are up here talking about their own journey and how they were able to break that cycle. Congratulations again to the ICG community, the NBIC community, and to the Maun.
Takbir. 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 Thank you, Sadia. Before we get to our next guest, for those that don't know, Maun, the word, and Imam Shibli and Qari Sahib and others can correct me, it's a small act of kindness. And that's really what we're trying to reflect with this. It's a community project, and we want to be kind to everybody here and try to make it work. And as Sadia was telling us that message of her family's own journey, that's what we're trying to serve here for the broader community here in Central Jersey. And, it's really important. And again, we're not diving into the details today. That's not what it's for today. We did that in the webinar last month, and more to come at the booth that we have on the right. And we'll do more booths during Jummah and other times. But just to clear up, we will have a physical footprint, not at MBIC, not at ISCJ, but in Kendall Park we do have a location. So you'll be able to do your transactions there. But on Fridays and weekends, when there's programs and activities, we'll do pop-up booths where you can do more things. Now, one thing I do want to say now and not later, because sometimes we, in the interest of time, we wrap up and forget to say thank yous. And I know Irfan and Nadeem and others have said thank you. But on their behalf and the Maun team behalf, I do want to say thank you to the families of the Maun team. Their families, their spouses, their kids, their parents, their grandparents. It's a collective effort that have got us to this point. And I just want to be mindful that we don't wait till the end to say that. It needs to be said in the beginning, in the middle, and the end, not just today, but all the time. So thank you to everybody and everybody's families for this, inshallah. With that being said, our next guest, I met with him at a local place about 3 to 4 weeks ago. We're talking about different things, and I mentioned, he always asks me, well, what's going on in the community? What do we, what's new? And instead of saying same old, I said, guess what? We're launching the first Muslim credit union in the U.S. And our esteemed Mayor, Charlie Chas-Carly, said, wow, tell me more. This is amazing. And, I proceeded to tell him, and when I told him this, and I'm going to say this for the record, he's like, you know what? South Brunswick Municipality has some money. We'll open an account, inshallah. So, Charlie, we're going to hold you to that. So, without further ado, Charlie, please come up. This is the mayor of our wonderful town, South Brunswick, and please address the crowd that we have here. Thank you again for coming and gracing us.
No, when I said that or if I said with confidence, you have a lot of money. It's your money, it's not my money. And I'll be happy to make sure that some of our deposits go. And I have all the confidence in Mr. Patel, all the confidence in the world, and I think you should too. I think the Maun team is a team of accomplishment, of distinction. And in my experience, over many years, I'm looking at I see faces I've known for 20 years, or unfortunately, old. ISCJ is a place of accomplishment. When you set out to do something as a community, you get it done. And I think that's a tribute to your leadership and to each of us as residents of the great township of South Brunswick. And so, today, on behalf of the great township of South Brunswick, hermetically sealed, you're not going to get my sweaty fingerprints on it, I'd like to present to Mr. Patel the key to the township, to Maun Federal Credit Union on the occasion of its founding. Take it out of plastic. I was looking all around the campus here today, so no, thank you. And you should understand South Brunswick's open for business. We wish you every success. Anything we can do to help you, don't call me, but call the front office, because I'm a little scatterbrained. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Be well and enjoy the rest of the day.
Thank you so much. Next up, we have County Commissioner Shanti Nara, and we'll have her address the community too. She's a longtime friend of both Islamic Society of Central Jersey and New Brunswick Islamic Center, inshallah. Commissioner.
This has to come far down. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. I am so happy to be here, and I will confess, when Dr. Beg invited me, it was earlier in the week, and he attached a link to a newspaper article, and I did a little research. I will confess that I am not incredibly accomplished with financial matters, but I did some research, and when I saw what this credit union was based upon, and I found out that this is, as was said before, going to be the first faith-based, interest-free credit union. I was astonished. But astonished about the concept, but not astonished that this community was the one launching this project. And I say that as someone, I have lived in Middlesex County since 1974. And that predates not only, obviously, this mosque, NBIC, a lot of Hindu temples. We have nothing here for our communities. And I've watched over these decades the communities grow and establish themselves. I've watched this Islamic center grow. I've watched NBIC come to North Brunswick, where they're very welcome, and grow. But one of the things that I've noticed about the community as it grows is the strength of this community and its commitment to supporting each other. But not only each other, but also supporting the larger communities that surround all of you. And I know that a concept like this could have only been developed in this kind of environment because of your commitments to each other and everyone else. And I will say this, the mayor giving you a key to the city is very apropos, because this concept is to aid members of this community to get ahead, whether it's with loans to buy homes, or to establish businesses, or to help your children go to school, or any of the myriad of reasons people have to seek out loans. But I know that that doesn't just assist and aid the members of this center, NBIC, because I know each and every member of these communities turns around and gives back constantly, not just amongst the mosque communities, but also to South Brunswick, North Brunswick, the larger community of Middlesex County, in New Jersey. Every time there has been a need, whether it's been natural disasters, such as what has happened recently, I have seen members of NBIC and ISCJ rise to the occasion and say to their larger communities, what do you need? How can we help? So in one aspect, this amazing credit union, I know, is going to aid everyone else, even if they are not members of these two mosques. And so I can truly say, as someone who represents Middlesex County, that I am grateful for everything you've all done up until this point, but I also know that you're going to use this mosque to do many great things within your community and outside of the community, and we will be very grateful. So I can just say congratulations. It's amazing work. I did some more research, and I can only imagine how the efforts it's taken you all these years. And I know it's going to be a lot of hard work, but I think you all know you have incredible leadership in both organizations, and I have every confidence it'll be a success. So congratulations, everyone.
Thank you, Commissioner Nara. Due to the technical difficulties, there's a lot of feedback. We apologize to the NCUA team, Deputy Director Jean Marie, and also Terrence Adams. We do want to hear from you, and maybe we can figure out something maybe another time where you can record a message for the community and we'll play it that way. Again, apologies for that, that we weren't able to make that work. That being said, I think what we have next up on the agenda is we have Dr. Nadeem Baig. He is currently the president of New Brunswick Islamic Center and also the vice chair of the Maun Federal Credit Union. And he will be coming up and making some remarks, inshallah. Nadeem?
Bismillah, walhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalam ala rasulillah, wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa wala. Assalamu alaikum, wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, my brothers and sisters. And welcome to this grand opening of Credit Union. Actually, I'm kind of, I guess, closing this thing out, alhamdulillah, I guess. So I'll try to be brief. I know the Dhuhr is coming up soon, the afternoon prayer. So, when I, heard about this, beautiful project Dr. Irfan Galaria, brought up to me sometime after a Penn State loss to Michigan in a college football game while we were on campus there, 7, 8 years ago. He expressed his journey on this wonderful project he had, some frustrations he was having in getting this thing to across. And I said to Dr. Irfan, I think we're here to help because one thing, I know nothing about credit unions. I mean, I'm a doctor, I'm not a finance person, but then again, neither is he. But I trusted Irfan because of our friendship and our years of knowing each other and the commitment to the project that I think, inshallah, he can deliver. And I was also blessed, really blessed, to be part of this wonderful community, be part of this suhbah, this fellowship of brothers and sisters in South Jersey, both with the Muslim community and outside, particularly with our civic leaders and Mayor and Shanti, who are representing here today, that we can do this. We can bring some principles and values of our religion that are aimed at a charitable purpose to help people in their financial needs in a way that is not usurious, in a way that does not put profit above people and beyond people. This is what we're trying to deliver, not just for the Muslim communities, but for the broader Central Jersey community and perhaps even beyond. So it's really, I found myself to be really a catalyst. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put me here as nothing more than a catalyst to bring this project forward. And if Irfan could do it alone, I know he could have. But obviously he had difficulties. And this is where we were able to step in. And it was obviously not just me, because my role was very minimal in just being a bridge to people like Arif Patel. And I'm going to recognize these people today, both people on the on the Maun Credit Union Board and in various capacities in the organization. Because without all these people, we would not be sitting here today presenting the launching of this great initiative to you all. So obviously you've all met Dr. Irfan Galaria. He's the chairman and leader and really the leader and progenitor of this project. Then of course we have the board members. I'm going to ask each board member to stand up, and after that, all people who have asked to speak up as well. Arif Patel, our secretary, please stand. Brother Asan Janjua. Come up. And Brother Ahsan Salim, please join us. What you see here right now coming up are the current board members of the Maun Credit Union. Now, as I said, I want to reiterate this too, is that this credit union is not run by us. It's run by you, by the members of the Maun Credit Union. And so we hope that many of you here today will sit and sign up to be members of the Maun Credit Union. Any member who is a member of ISCJ or NBIC are eligible to become members of the Maun Credit Union. Inshallah, in time, you will be asked to select your board members. And if we're honored to remain your board members, jazakallah khair. Thank you so much. But it's your choice. You run it. Not us, not ICJ, not NBIC, but you all. Of course, these are the board members, but clearly we needed much more help. We have now a supervisory committee that oversees the operation of the board to make sure that your deposits and your loans are financially secure and are being managed properly. And those people are Muhammad Shaliwala, please stand. Muhammad Sayyani, he could not be here with us today because his father is ill in Florida. We ask you to pray make dua for his father, for his recovery and health. And Brother Oes Daraboy. These are 3 members of our supervisory committee. Brother Oes Daraboy actually lives in California. We actually have some people in California here today visiting us without. They've expressed interest in starting a credit union or at some point soon, inshallah. We're hoping to bring them success, inshallah. Now, these are members, official members of the credit union, I would say, that are recognized by NCUA. But once again, there's a lot more people involved in this project. Alhamdulillah, and those folks have put as much time, if not more time, honestly, than we have. Like the brother Tariq Ijaz, please stand up. In the back, alhamdulillah. Mr. Gulnaz Batiwala, please stand. Thank you. Please come forward. And Brother Shamil Malik, please stand. And last but not least, let me also ask our newest addition to the Maun Credit Union team. He is the current manager of our project, of our organization. Muhammad Rasham, please join us. So here you have it. This is the Maun Federal Credit Union team. Inshallah, may Allah bless all your reward activities, bring this success, and we hope that this will continue to grow. That we'll have more members, more leaders, more participants, both on our side and your side, as this is a collective journey to empower the Muslim community and beyond in managing their finances that best serve them, best serve you all. With that, we'll close. Back to Arif. Jazakallah khair.
Inshallah, in order for this to work, this project and this initiative, it requires all of us to open accounts and deposit money. That is important. So not only everyone that's here physically, but whoever's watching on YouTube and in your social network, your family members, please ask them to open accounts. Because that's the way it's going to work. If you don't open an account, it's not going to work. This has to be a sustainable model, and we want to make sure this works. So please do your best, right? And this is open to ISCJ and MBIC members. If you're not a member, become a member. Membership does have privileges, right? So this is one of those things we want to take advantage of. And regardless, again, this is not just for a specific demographic, right? It's, young adults, professionals, whatever it is, but open accounts, it's really important that we do that. And we take advantage of this so we can grow the Federal Credit Union organically, but also quickly. Like, we want to be at a certain stage, 1 month from now, 6 months from now, so we can begin to process loans. So that's very important. So we really appreciate everyone standing here and coming here and supporting us. But now you have to convert that into action. So that action is actually opening an account, whether it's today, Brother Shamil and Brother Muhammad Roshan are here. They'll be here on future Jummahs. Again, we'll have a physical footprint. So we'll do all that. So please keep that in mind. And again, spread that message to your family and friends also. Inshallah, we're coming up at 1 o'clock and it'll be time for the Dhuhr prayer. I am calling up our beloved, esteemed Imam Shibli, Hamad Shibli, and he will make a closing dua and we will conclude the program today, inshallah. Imam Shibli.
There was a young imam, came all the way from Lebanon to Texas. It was 1983. It was a very rainy day. Before Salatul Jum'ah, Friday prayer is our holiday, they put all the clothes and the food to sell it outside the masjid. But when the rain came, they put everything inside the masjid. The masjid. And the imam came, a very young, sighted, America, and he saw the masjid selling, buying, credit union, all this thing in the masjid. This before you were born, 1983. The Imam, Allah is my witness, started crying. Not by happiness, by sadness. How did you make the masjid is a market? He called me, I was in Louisiana. Mr. Imam, cool down, don't cry. This is America. We can do everything in the masjid as halal. Yes? Halal means kosher. Not kosher, but accepted. Nowadays, in the same masjid he is serving it, everything became halal too. Give him takbir. His name is Imam Mujahid Bakhash. His father is my teacher. Is it halal to have this picture and here talk about money in the masjid? May I request all the Imam? Imam Zahid, can you come here please? Sami, you are Imam too. Sheikh Yasser, where is Sheikh Yasser? Please, all the Imam come here please, all the Imam. As long as you make money from the Imam, come here please. We are living in the year 2021. Please, ya Sheikh, ya Masri, ya تعال هنا, تعال هنا. تعال هنا please, تعال هنا. Please. The masajid nowadays, walhamdulillah, is serving everybody, as my sister said, the commissioner, where she is. Hi. Please come here, please come here. You are going to make the dua, not me. The masajid became a place to serve the human being. And the masjid of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, they used to be 1400 years ago to serve everybody. My request to all of you, I echo what my brother Arif said. You are not allowed to leave the masjid today. This is a fatwa, verdict, yes? Verdict, fatwa? You are not allowed to leave the masjid till you go to that booth and put your name, your address, your telephone number. And talk to your wife when you go home, or talk to your husband when you go home. I register my name there. I need the money to open the account. As long as in the end of the day it's halal. You know what's halal, yes? Which means is legal Islamically and no interest. Because Imam Qari Basit Jazahullah Khair was, was shaking when he was reciting the verses about interest. A free interest, alhamdulillah, open your account and may Allah reward all of you, inshallah ta'ala. And all of us, Ya Mashaykh, please come forward here. 6 feet is okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه ومن سار على هديه إلى يوم الدين وقال ربكم ادعوني أستجب لكم ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار اللهم يا ربنا بارك لنا في جمعنا هذا اللهم يا ربنا بارك لنا في جمعنا هذا اللهم يا ربنا بارك لنا في جمعنا هذا اللهم يا ربنا زدنا ولا تنقصنا وأعطنا ولا تحرمنا وأكرمنا ولا تهنا وانصرنا ولا تنصر علينا يا رب العالمين اللهم يا ربنا ارزقنا الحلال ولو كان قليلا وباعد بيننا وبين الحرام كما باعدت بين المشرق والمغرب وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته.
Assalamu alaikum. You're all released. Please open your accounts and be socially distant and mingle and talk and again promote the credit union. Again, we're very appreciative of everyone showing up today.